Good morning, everyone. I hope you can be more interactive. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so I hope that all of you can be more interactive because it's just morning. And you know that when you invest, you need energy. Okay, great. Thank you. This is a very passionate topic of mine. And I hope that how many of you have already, before I move on, I'd like to know you better, your experience level, so that I can tailor my presentation, right? And I will know whether I need to explain some of the jargons. How many of you have already invested in the stock market? Raise your hand high up. Yeah, yeah. Don't be shy. Yeah. All right, very good. How many of you are investing in Malaysia stock market? Raise your hand. Malaysia stock market. Okay. Anyone investing in outside Malaysia, like US stock market? Raise your hand. Okay. Anyone already bought any AI related stocks? This is the topic for today. Oh, very good. Okay. Very high chance you'll be benefiting from it already. So my topic for today is about AI megatrend, but there are many megatrends. And they are actually beyond the 6 I'm going to mention. So, but because of the limited time that I have, I only have 45 minutes, I won't be able to cover so many megatrends. Because typically AI itself will take me easily 2 hours, semiconductor another 2 hours, and healthcare another 2 hours. Right? So I do my best to summarize, so I may be going a bit faster. Okay? So AI would be the main theme because AI has been the key driver for the global stock market so far, especially the US. Okay, so for those of you who has been trading, especially the US stock market, you will realize that the bullishness in the US stock market, no matter whether you have trade war, no matter whether you have geopolitical tension, it is still on the rise. Okay, but how to do it safely is what I want to share with you, right? Don't just fear of missing out and you jump to it unnecessarily because now it's already very high. Okay, yeah. So these are the 6 different mega trends that I want to mention. Other than AI, there's actually the cashless society. Okay, I think the laser doesn't show very well here. Okay, I'll need to use my mouse instead. Okay. All right, over here. Okay, so can you see my mouse here? It's better than the laser pointer. So there's cashless society. I just came back from Shanghai, and I think those of you who have been to China, right, or hear about China, you will see that majority of the payment are cashless right now. In fact, people don't carry cash, right? Yeah, so going there 10 years ago and 10 years later, I can see the major development. And Malaysia is getting there, right? Not entirely there, but it's at least moving towards there. So that is actually another major mega trend, which has a lot of implication to the downstream industry. Then there's big data. I think all of you contributed to sending a lot of messages, right? And all your emails, all the website data, and all the YouTube data, videos. There's so much data generated. And do you think this will ever go down? It's going to go up. That's why it's a mega trend. What is a mega trend? Mega trend means it's not only going to last 1 or 2 years. It's going to last more than a decade. And because it is going to be lasting more than a decade, should you pay attention for investing? Like one of the most important things that I realize is there are so many noises also here, so many noises in the market. If you are too fearful, you will hear about all these trade war, geopolitical tension, and the inflation, right? Federal Reserve cut or don't cut rate, increase rate, and you have a lot of fear. For me, I will look at those as an opportunity to enter into the mega trend because I know this is going to be pervasive. It will not go away. Does it make sense? Yeah, so having the right thought process actually is very important for you to be confident when others are fearful. Okay, so the other part is, I will just stand here and point because the laser doesn't show very well. Next generation connectivity is actually related to the 5G, 6G, and now we have wireless internet, the satellite internet, right, created by Elon Musk and other provider. And this itself is another major mega trend that can drive a lot of applications. Okay, I don't have time to go into that in detail. And clean energy, right? We see a lot of EV car. In fact, in Shanghai, it's more than 50% are EV, right? And Web 3.0 is the next generation architecture. How many of you have heard about Web 3.0? Raise your hand. Right? How many of you have heard about cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is run under Web 3.0 architecture. And the fintech, right, is going to ride on this architecture. Like some of the crypto coin, the infrastructure are there to support fintech. But this is another major area. I think this itself is a huge topic, okay? So today I'm going to be focusing mainly on AI. Mainly because you don't want to be too early, okay? You want to be just right before it take off so that you're on time. If you're too early, like the genomics, right, it's too early, then your money will be stuck there. So a lot of people hear about AI right now. I just want to share with you, AI is not new. It started in 1950 research, right? But then why only now? After 70 years, right? Why is it taking off now? Why not earlier? You can see over many, I'm not here to share with you history of AI. I know you're an investor or trader, right? So why it's take off right now is because of a few key things. It's about readiness. Now is the time because AI research requires a lot of data. So right now we have accumulated a lot of data sufficient for AI research. But not only that, we have the maturity of the storage, the cloud computing. Right? Cloud computing means you're storing things on the cloud server. Okay? And because a lot of data are stored on the cloud, whether it's in an Amazon server, yeah, we call it AWS, or in the Google Cloud, Google Drive, or in Microsoft OneDrive, all this data are centralized and it allows AI to use the data to analyze it and to come up with some intelligence analysis. Okay? So it's because of this readiness can enable AI to propel. But why these 2 years suddenly you see an inflection? What do you think? Why these 2 years suddenly is so hot? It's because of the last thing. Okay? It's called LLM. Anyone knows what is LLM? Yeah, it's large language model. Okay, some of you may not be familiar with LLM, but have you heard about ChatGPT? Okay, how many of you have used ChatGPT? Raise your hand. Use ChatGPT. Okay, how many of you have used the latest version, ChatGPT 4.0? ChatGPT 4.0. Okay, very good. So for the interest of those of you who have not, because you heard a lot about AI, what does AI can do? So to me, as an investor or trader, you don't just simply jump on a bandwagon without knowing how big. Because if you don't know what it is about, you have a lot of fear. Do you agree? And you always think, oh, is it a bubble? I have so many people asking me, is AI a bubble? Is NVIDIA a bubble? So let me just share with you briefly what is a large language model and what it can do. So the tipping point for AI inflection to become so hot is because of this launch on 30th November 2022, okay, where OpenAI, which is a research also funded by Elon Musk, introduced what we call ChatGPT, yeah, and is the first version that was launched publicly was GPT 3.5, and it has reached 100 million users faster than TikTok, okay, and this is only in 9 months, 100 million users. And also, Instagram took 2.5 years, just for comparison. So why is it so important? Because now people can see something in AI, right? Before that, it's just a term, right? Yeah, and also mainly because mainly at the institution, company level, but individual cannot use it. But now individual can experience it. Let me just give you some idea what AI can do. The AI is a very big scope, can be applied in many areas, which I will show you. This scope here is called generative AI. So why is it called generative AI? Because it can generate content for you. Okay? Like for example, it can generate text, it can generate video, can generate audio. Now it can write a song for you, can be a composer, it can write a book for you, right? It can do analysis for you. And there's something called multi-modal. Multi-modal means it can do more than one dimension, more than text, video, and so on. So let me give you an example. I like to play around with a ChatGPT. This is the latest version, ChatGPT 4.0, because I want to make sure that the internet connection is okay, right? Just to avoid the risk, I just capture the snapshot. Okay, but it's actually very fun to play with. You can go to OpenAI, just search for it and play around with it. It's free. It's free, except the 4.0 version if you want more, what they call it, advanced feature. Okay, so I asked, this is the top right, I asked generate an image of Industry 4.0 for me. Industry 4.0 is the next trend as well, yeah, in the factory automation. Guess what it does? It takes a while, right, probably like 1 minute or so, and it generates this for me. Is it good? If you get a graphics designer, it may take a long time before you get something like this, yeah? And I use this a lot to create PowerPoint presentation. However, it's not perfect. Sometimes, you know, certain things in the diagram may not make sense or not yet ready, right? This is probably too futuristic, right? After that, you can just adjust. But it's just amazing graphics, okay? Over here, you may not see it so well, but it's very amazing. I use it to generate many, many things that probably I cannot find on the website, yeah? So the next one, how many of you like to travel? Raise your hand. I like to travel. How about getting ChatGPT to plan your itinerary for you? Right? Example, you can say, plan a 1-week itinerary to tour the best place in Shanghai. And you have to train it. You have to train it to say, I am interested in natural scenery, special cuisine, not available in Malaysia. Right? You can be very specific. And if you don't get what you want, then you just continue the next sentence. You don't have to repeat the whole sentence again. Right? So this is what it gave me. Very detailed. Okay? 1 week. Arrival connection, arrive in Shanghai, check-in hotel, go to the Bund, right, Shanghai Tan, okay, right? Then dinner at, well, even recommend Jia Tang Bao, okay? Yeah. So then this is the one, day 2, day 3, day 4. Who like this idea? Raise your hand. Right, the next time you go for travel, right, you can test it. At least the first draft, right? Yeah. It will save me a lot of time. Okay, then the other one is for anyone here writing codes, software developer. Okay, very good. It can do code generation for you. You can say, write a code in Python that will take an input from user like you. Let's say take your capital, take inflation rate, take investment return, and project how much you will have in the next 1 to 10 years in a graph. And it will generate the code for you. This is the code. So you can copy and paste into your program. How fast is it going to help the developer, right? So in the future, you will not need so many developers. So those of you who are software developers, you better, you know, use this, okay? At least your boss thinks that you are programming much faster. Okay, and the other one is, the new one is called Sora. How many of you have played around with Sora? I mean, have watched the Sora YouTube video? Sora is one of the new tools from OpenAI. Yeah, just launched not so long, I mean, they were sharing this not so long ago. You can type a text and it will generate a video clips for you, like mini movie clips. Like 1 minute only for now, okay? And you can go to YouTube. I have a link here. This is the description. You can say, a petri dish with bamboo forest growing within that has a tiny red panda, and it will generate a mini photo. And this is actually very cute. Right? I suggest you go to YouTube and you search for this, introducing Sora. The producer is OpenAI. Right? You can create a lot of this. And it feels so scary as well. How amazing what it can do. So you get some idea what generative AI is? Yeah. Let's say I want to write a marketing message and I want to tailor for beginners. It can tailor for you. You want to tailor to experience, it can tailor for you. It saves us so much effort when we want to write out because we are investment and trading educator, right? So we do need to write a lot of what they call it, the script to send to our audience. Yeah. Okay. So in summary, there are 5 AI technology that has a lot of business value. Yeah, there are more than this AI capability. That these are the ones that the business can see a lot of value. The first one is image recognition. Yeah, so this is also available in Google right now, right? You know, when I go to, I just came back from New York last month, and when I see a building, I'm curious, right? This building is so special. What is that? You just use your phone, right? Just use the typical camera feature, and it can tell you what building is that. Right? It's an example of AI feature. Okay, and you can, like, if you go to certain places, not every place. If you go to Japan, right, you can say where you want to go to, and then you scan where you are. You scan the place in front of you, and it will detect the building. It will tell you turn left or turn right. Okay, those are also AI feature. They just don't call it AI. Okay, yeah. So image recognition, speech recognition. You know, we will be teaching Mandarin class. Yeah, all this while we have been teaching English version of investment and trading class. End of the year, we'll be launching Mandarin class, and we need to do a lot of migration of our English tools. And you can actually get the AI to convert your videos. Yeah, although it may not be perfect sometimes the pronunciation, but it gives you a very good first draft. Yeah, and also chatbots. If you have a company, you want to respond to customer, right? You can actually train it, but it takes a while to train the robot to respond it correctly. Yeah, it's quite tedious. Okay, we have gone through that. Natural language generation. In the future, you can be attending my seminar in, I can be conducting my seminar in English and straight away translate to multi-language in the world. Okay, of course, it's not that mature yet, but that is possible. Just imagine, right, how far it can take your business. Okay, can you imagine that? Yeah, so, and last but not least, sentiment analysis. For investor and trader, this is already there, right? There's the website I use called TipRanks. It has sentiment analysis. All the things that people post on the social media, right? Could be your X, right? Previously called Twitter, right? They said all the things that they said about this stock or that stock, yeah, it will be analyzed and it will project. A lot of people are talking about this stock, okay? Yeah, so that's called sentiment analysis. Or you can use it to digest all your customer comments and it will tell you whether they're happy or not happy. Okay, don't you think it will save you a lot of time? Right? So because of this, it has an actual business usage. Do you think business will invest in it? Yes or no? Yeah, so you need to understand this so you have more confidence that this is going to stay. And what if the business did not invest and other business invest? What will happen? They may lose out. So because of this, a lot of business have no choice, right? Even if it's an economic slowdown, they still need to invest. Companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they are competing with each other to see who is faster, right? US and China competing. So because it's no choice to be competitive, that's why the investment will stay. Okay, do you agree with that? Yeah, I hope that you don't have to agree, believe everything I say. You just have to use some common sense, and if it's logical to you, I hope to explain this so that you have confidence. Yeah. The next one is a lot of people heard about ChatGPT, but actually there's a lot of large language model. Many companies are developing their own one. So this is the first one. It's called Flamingo. Okay. Yeah. Then others, there's so many like Google has its own version. Meta has its own version, Llama, and also we have Amazon, its own version, and there are actually a lot. Some of them are to solve specific, unique industry. Okay, so some could be healthcare, some is a specific area of focus. So there are a lot. Yeah. So it's not advisable to go into so in depth on this, right? Unless you are your technology architect, right, in your company. But as an investor, to me, I advise to go for the more mature company because a lot of the rest may be startup, right? Startup are not so mature and they get bought off by all the big guys over time. Yeah. So it's just to tell you, it's actually a very big, complex area, and the whole generative AI alone, not the entire AI, generative AI has a lot of ecosystem. So if you understand the ecosystem, you don't have to hang up with just investing in Nvidia, right? There's so many stocks that can cover the diverse dimension. I won't have time to cover in detail. Like one example, if you want to train a ChatGPT to do things for you, right? They need a training infrastructure over here, right? The infrastructure, you need to host all your data, right? You need to host all your software services. So because of that, they need some infrastructure, and these are the company providing the infrastructure. Okay, then they need to have the model to train the AI, right? After that, they need something to fine tune. They have always, when they change something, they need to always retest. Then the deploy, right? Also observe, monitor, and also there's a lot of security, right? And at the bottom here, there are also the closed source. That means they don't want to open to public. The company want to train it on themselves so that nobody is aware. Like China won't share with US, US won't share with China, right? Yeah, so there's a whole entire ecosystem out there. Okay, and how big is generative AI? You look at it, now where are we? We are here only. Okay, it just started here, right? And it took off in 2022 with the launch of ChatGPT. And now we are just here, 137. And this is actually from Pricewaterhouse Research. Yeah, not from me, Pricewaterhouse. Yeah, you can see all the way until 1304 is 10 times in 8 years. So is it big? 10 times, yeah? Okay. So how much is the impact? This is also from You can see here from Pricewaterhouse Research. Yeah, they're looking at the market size is $15.7 trillion, right? By 2030, right? In 6 years' time. Not too far, 6 years' time. And it will boost the GDP, yeah, the gross domestic product of the country by 2030. This is for US, and for China, it will boost 26%. Right? This doesn't mean you should go for China. China has a deep economic crisis right now, okay? But why it can boost GDP? Because it boosts productivity. When you boost productivity, they can produce more. Make sense? Yeah. So what I want to highlight here is a very huge impact, right? 15.7 trillion. Okay, so what are the industries that will benefit? There are a lot here. One of it is automotive. I think a lot of you already probably heard about self-driving car, right? It's based on AI. Then the other one is industrial automation, robotics. Right, I just came back from a super AI conference, 2 full days with a lot of new startups, okay, and including one of the robotics company, right, that integrate with AI. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, so industrial automation, like just now I mentioned about the industry 4.0, how you automate a factory. I used to work for AMD and Intel. I worked for AMD for 5 years and Intel for 12 years, and I work on factory automation. Right, so it's very interesting to see the evolution there. And the third one is healthcare. I will share more about healthcare here. And also education, right? So I'm in education, it's my passionate area. How will AI evolve education? So, you know, in the US, it's already quite pervasive. People who use the AI tool called Alexa. Anyone of you know about Alexa? It's from Amazon. So we can talk to it, it will respond. And, you know, some of the parents were saying their kids listen to the Alexa more than them. Okay. Yeah, Alexa, it's time to sleep now. Okay, but when the parents say they don't listen, when the Alexa say they will listen. Okay, and my husband has been using this Siri. Please set the alarm clock for me at 8 a.m. Okay, yeah, all those are actually AI. Yeah, so education will be next time in the future. Your kid can talk to the AI, and the AI can train and correct their understanding. Okay, it's not really mature yet, but it's possible. Cloud computing. This is the one that is the earliest maturity, okay, that you can invest on. Data analytics, right? With all the data, as a business owner, what we want is to analyze the data for us. For example, right, I like to analyze more of the predictive cash flow for the company. How do I have it predictive? Of course, I need to input different sources of trends, right? Then it can analyze and do the predictive analysis. So there's a lot of potential over here. Hyper-personalization, right? Let's say you have done shopping before. Anyone have done online shopping? Right? If you have used Amazon, then you have get a feel of this, right? Use Amazon. If you have bought this book, you may be interested in this book, okay? Or you bought there's another site where I go to buy clothing online, right? Once you buy one, it will know what pattern you like. It will recommend similar patterns to you, or the color scheme, or the style, right? Those are called hyper-personalization. Okay, in the past, what they do is you have to input your profile, what you like. These days, no need. Once you search one thing, they will know your preference. And as you continue to use the website, it will be smarter and smarter and smarter to know what you need. That is called hyper-personalization, which, you know, we hope that our business will also, you know, help to be able to get there. So we can tailor to the different style of investor and trader, okay? The next one is creative media, targeted advertising. I mentioned this earlier. ChatGPT, you can get it to write script. For example, when I attend a doctor conference, I say, how can you tailor the message to doctors? Why doctors should invest? You'll be amazed with the output. Okay, if I write myself, I cannot write so good as well. Yeah. Then the other one is customer service. We mentioned about that. Entertainment, right? I think you see that YouTube already very smart on that. Advertising and entertainment. If you have searched for a particular movie before, right, it will know what you like. Okay, so in entertainment, it's already being used a lot. Video streaming and internet security. There's quite a number of the security software like CrowdSource, PenW, FTNT. They are already using AI to detect intrusion. Okay, if they don't use AI, they are really behind. Okay, so you can see there are so many applications. Because it's so many applications and many of them haven't been even implemented. Do you agree? How long do you think it takes to implement all this? How long? More than 10 years, right? Yeah. So do you think AI will stop next year? It won't. It still have a long way to go. Okay, and the adoption rate will take time. Okay, so the good news is you're not too late, but please don't buy tomorrow. Okay, it's high. Okay, so just an example for automotive, how big is the market? Right, so this is the estimation, 600 billion, okay, growth rate in the area of data mining, software, and deep learning. Because when you have autonomous car, self-driving car, you need a lot of AI, right? You need to skip another car beside you, and you have to do a lot of like emergency handling. Okay, the next one, healthcare, also a very important area for us, right? We want the healthcare R&D to grow faster and faster so that we have a better targeted drugs. Okay, so one of the areas is right now the drug development has been speeded up tremendously because of AI. Okay, one of the areas is it supports the diagnostic early detection because it can detect a pattern. Okay, because the healthcare industry, as you can see on the top, is one of the very laborious, right? I've experienced going to the hospital when my father had cancer, lung and colon cancer, and he has passed away, and my mom as well, right? My mom has a bone cancer, right, which is hard to cure. So I've been going in and out of hospital very often, and I see that there's still so much paperwork. I say, why do you need it? Because I work on factory automation. Why still much paperwork? All this, they're gonna, hey, this one can be automated. This one can be automated. This one can be automated. And there's so much intelligence in the data, all the x-ray, all the scan from every person, whenever they have a problem, can be used to detect a pattern on early stage detection. Okay, that's what AI can do, right? Diagnosis, speed up the R&D for the drugs, and also early detection of potential pandemic, right? When it starts spreading, I caught COVID in Shanghai a few weeks back. Okay, I'm recovered, so don't worry. Yeah, a few weeks back, and so we were joking about it. I think we are immune to Malaysia strain. When we travel, we catch, the one in Shanghai. So it's still there. It's quite pervasive, but we may not know about it. So in the future, if we can have the intelligence on this, it will be faster for us to detect a pandemic spreading. Right? I heard that Singapore also has a different COVID strain. Yeah. Okay. So don't you think that if they implement this fast, it can help us a lot on healthcare as well? Right? And one of the interesting part is when I went to Shanghai, we went to this center that research on stem cell and immune stem cell. So it says in the future, in the next century, not too far, next century, people can live until 120 years, 122 years old. Okay, 120 years old, right? Because of all this research, and AI can help speed up the development. But I'm not sure whether it's good or bad to live until so long. Okay, what do you think? Good or bad? Only if you are healthy, right? They can also replace part, right? If let's say the hand is gone, it can grow back the hand for you. I think that is very good, right? Yeah. So, okay, so you can see that there's so many areas in AI, right? So many opportunities. But the question is, which one is the one that we should focus on, right? Which one is too new right now? Which one is just right? Right? Which one is you're a bit late? The most important for you to understand the opportunity is to know the fundamental components of AI. Okay, so when I research on stock market, I normally go tops down. I go for the big picture first, right? What is the overall economy and also the macro environment? Then I go for the mega trend, right? Then I choose the top industry that is benefiting from the mega trend. Then I choose the top stock in the industry. So it's a tops down. But a lot of people do bottoms up. They look at which stock to buy, right? So if you want the big run, you go this way. So how do you go this way? If you know that AI is the mega trend, you understand the ecosystem of the mega trend. Okay, so this is the simplified version. In a mega trend, you have hardware, right? For example, those NVIDIA, AMD providing hardware. Then this involves semiconductor, involve the infrastructure. For example, right, we have got a YTL Power here, right, providing the stock. It's so bullish because of NVIDIA. Right, wanted to open up partnering the data center in Johor, right? And you can see the Naga share also going up a lot, right? That's the infrastructure part. Okay. Then also is the technology, right? These are the AI services, which has the deep learning, computer vision, like the ChatGPT is here. The software platform, like software platform where you and me can use as well, and the companies. Nowadays, there's a lot of something called software as a service. In the past, it's very expensive for small and medium-sized company to have all these capability that big companies have. But now, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, and many other companies, they can provide AI service to company like us. We are considered SME, right? So I can use the AI service from Microsoft, and then I just need to pay by service, right? That's called the software as a service. And also there's a lot of custom-made solutions, and all these consulting services as well. You can see all these the KPMG, Pricewaterhouse, for example, Accenture, right? They already, and IBM, they are already doing a lot of consulting in this area. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity. The question is, where are the very obvious one that has already gone up, right? I think a lot of you may have known the Magnificent Seven, right? Why are they going so bullish? Last year, 82.29%. 82.29. Majority of the upside is because of AI and cloud computing. Not just AI, cloud computing. Because of the pandemic, people need to work from home. People need to collaborate around the world. They cannot store on their laptop anymore, right? They need to store on the cloud, right? And last time it's too expensive to create your own software already. Right? I will use the centralized software as a service. Even our accounting software using cloud computing service. So, but the question is, can it go up further, right? Yeah, all these companies, can it go up further? These are the safer ones because they are the big guys and they will eat the small guys. Okay? Yeah, if you are a new startup and you're a very good AI company, I will buy you. Okay? Yeah. So, however, you need to avoid two companies here, right? Which is the Tesla. Like Tesla is in the EV. It's very competitive. They are cutting price like nobody business. Okay, so I removed the Tesla, and Netflix is quite seasonal, right? It's not aligned with the AI so much. Okay, so so this is more on the Magnificent Seven, which is the more obvious, safer type of investment. But you need to wait for the pullback. I'm not an investment advisor, right? I'm only licensed to do education, right? So this is not a stock tip, okay? Yeah, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. So beyond the obvious, those are the obvious investments, okay? The AI services is also growing a lot, not just generative AI. This is AI services growth. So it's from the IT services and business services, and also software market, right? So you don't have to look at just hardware. However, you need to take note that for software, you have to watch out for the margin, because software company, like in the recent earnings, a lot of software like the CRM, Salesforce, now, and also even Microsoft has also mentioned that there's a profit margin erosion, because they have to invest so much in the hardware infrastructure, right? In all these NVIDIA expensive graphics card, so their profit margin will be affected. But when they provide all these AI services, you may not get a lot of subscriber yet. The subscriber yet to build up, but you invest upfront. Understand? Yeah. So you need to look at the long haul. Yeah. So when you invest in software, you need to be very selective. Okay. So now, among all this, which one do you think will grow the fastest and the one that is safer to invest? That means they're not like the software where the subscription yet to take off. Like when I ask people, my friends, about, oh, have you used ChatGPT 4? He said, yes, I used the free version. Oh, have you tried the 4.0? He says, no. Why? Because need to pay. Right? So that's something that people need to go over. Right? So it will take some time for Microsoft and all these software services to get enough subscribers. But it will come, right? Just need the inflection point. Okay, so where is the opportunity? Where people, no matter what they need to buy right now, they need to invest. Yeah? Which are the opportunity? They can't wait. I like you to think. Actually, I don't like to spoon feed when I teach you. You can see that I always want you to think, so that everything is logical. Yeah? Which one company have no choice? They have to invest first. Like Microsoft, Google, Amazon. What must they invest so that they can compete among each other? Yeah? They must compete in infrastructure. Okay? Otherwise, no AI service, right? Yeah. So that's why you can see infrastructure related stock take off first. Okay? And this is what I mean the beyond the obvious name. Okay. Yeah. So when you look at the server, right? So a lot of the AI services is still right now centralized to the server, and a lot of big guys like Amazon, Microsoft, and also Google are providing this service. So since they need a lot of server, then you need to understand what's the component within the server. Right? So when you open up the server, the motherboard, you will find some of this. Right? This is not the complete set. This is the more layman version, like a CPU. Right? Who provides CPU? Right, always like Intel and AMD. But now a lot of people also want to provide CPU, like Microsoft, Apple also want to have their own CPU, and also the NVIDIA also want to come out with CPU. Alibaba also want to have the CPU. So it's quite competitive, but majority is Intel and AMD first. GPU, who is the top in GPU? Graphics processing unit, which is needed for AI as well and for gaming. The top is NVIDIA. Like second is AMD. Then we have TPU, it's a tensor processing unit. It's actually a customized chip from Google. You don't have to understand all these terms. And this is FPGA. This is also a customized chip. That means this chip, when it's sell to the customer, you can customize for your use. Okay? So what it means is that this is the component of the server in cloud computing. So that means if you know who produced this, and this, then you know where the money goes to. Okay? Yeah. So I want to give you an example. The first one, why GPU is the most demand among here? GPU, the stock take off faster than CPU, like faster than the TPU, faster than FPGA. Right? And the top producer on the GPU is NVIDIA. And look at NVIDIA stock chart. Not sure how many of you are aware of it. Like this is the NVIDIA stock chart. I just put it here. This is where I enter, 190.21. Before the stock split, the stock has a 10-for-1 stock split here. Over here, just recently, okay? So when I buy, it was 190.21. Then for every one share, I get 10 shares. So my cost price becomes 19.21. So what's the latest price? It went to 140. Then it has a last few days, because you can see it's very stretched. Don't chase after NVIDIA now, right? Unless you know the way to protect. Yeah, when it's at this kind of a more elevated level, right? I let it pull back and I use options, so I have downside protection. Okay, so I stagger buy on the way up. Okay, when it's down, I will cut. I have a stop loss. Okay, so and this is my entry price, just to prove it, so that you know that it's not sale only, right? Because we actually does the research so that we can time it better. And it's not just about knowing Megatrend. You also need to know the macro, because at this point in 2022, the Federal Reserve raised interest rate. Raised interest rate is very bad for the market, right? So you need to get out. Okay, so that's the big wave. Okay, you know, no matter what is the how good is the company, when the Federal Reserve raise interest rate, it's very bad for the market. And when when China market opening up after 3 years lockdown, is the inflection point here. So I was monitoring here. Then I look at the stock chart. Already penalized a lot. It's the time for recovery. And also because of ChatGPT launch in October, it's called the stars align. Like the stars align, and this is the best entry point. And this is my early entry staggered. I bought 500 units. This is actually an options combination. The first one is I buy stock and I sell a call to protect the downside. Yeah, so I get back $14.83 at a time. So I can afford the stock to come down by close to $15 without losing money. Okay, it's a protection strategy. And if it stays flat, I will still make money. Right, so this is another entry, 195. Yeah. So the question I have is, a lot of people say, oh, at here, they said NVIDIA is too high. Can I still buy? Right? So they say, oh, this is already double. Here, they also say too high. Here also too high. Here also they say too high. Can I buy? Because they keep thinking too high because NVIDIA multiplies so fast. If you don't know what caused it to go up so high, then it's too risky. But if you know, then it makes sense. Let me just speed up a bit. I'm running a bit out of time. Why is NVIDIA so bullish? So if you understand the foundation of the architecture, it will make sense to you. So this is the server, yeah, one of the server module, and inside the top one is the GPU. Okay, one server require 8 of this. This is the one. Yeah, you can see here. This is a smaller module. Some is 6, some is 8. Okay, GPU, and so this is the architecture. So it's called the 8 GPU A100 here, NVIDIA chip. So one server requires 2 CPU, 4 SSD, which is the solid state hard disk, and 8 A100 GPU. So if they buy 2 from Intel and AMD, they have to buy 8 from NVIDIA. Understand? One server requires 8 NVIDIA chip and just 2 Intel or AMD chip. So is it bullish? So if you know this, then you know why it went up so high last year. So, and now I didn't regret joining Intel last time. Otherwise, I may not understand this. And let's put this in the terms of numbers. A large data center like Amazon has 100,000 server inside. And they have 125 data center like this. So you just multiply the number, you know how big. And this is only Amazon. Then you have Microsoft, right? You have so many, and the one in Johor. Okay? And the server, after that, after you buy, 3 to 5 years, it will get obsolete. Right? Then you need to replace. Yeah? Okay? So, and Mark Zuckerberg, spending billion. He buy 350,000 NVIDIA chip. Okay? And guess what? One NVIDIA chip, one NVIDIA GPU costs 350,000. It's not 10,000 ringgit. It's not 5,000 ringgit. Just one GPU. Okay? Alright? So I'll need to speed up. And so let's say, what if you missed NVIDIA? Is it only NVIDIA? No, there's so much ecosystem. And by the way, this is a Mumu article. Okay? They have a booth here, just in front. Okay? So they have an industry correlation, but you need to go and dig inside to find it. You can ask their staff. But this one is more social media article, right? They craft it nicely in graphics. So you can see a lot of the core-related system, those producer ecosystem for NVIDIA are also going up together. Understand? Because you need the... So let me just speed up a bit. What is the ecosystem? Used to work in semicon. I work in this area, assembly and test factory in Penang last time. So, but from the wafer all the way to the fabrication, the sorting, die bank. I didn't have time to explain this. We have a course on semiconductor, by the way. Assembly, test to distribution. There's a lot of opportunity. For example, who provide the machine to do the to create the wafer fab and to cut? Who provide all the machines for all this factory? Who provide the material, the raw material, right? So all these are the opportunity, and some of it actually already listed here. Okay, but not all. Yeah. So and also Apple just launched in the Worldwide Developer Conference recently. They just launched their new AI feature, but you need a minimum iPhone 15. But a lot of people don't have iPhone 15. Anyone here iPhone 15? Yeah. So for the rest of you, only one. That means a lot of opportunity. And the rest of you, if you need to upgrade, then they will trigger the next smartphone renewal cycle. That's why Apple was very bullish recently. But don't chase it. It's too stretched. Okay. Yeah. So then there are the opportunity. You know that a lot of people will upgrade. Also because since the pandemic, people buy a lot of laptop, a lot of PC, and also the phone. And now it's the 4th year. Next year, your phone likely obsolete. So it's about timing as well, right? Yeah, so because AI drives you to want to upgrade, and so your phone also old. But you don't have to look at buying Apple. You have to find all the components of Apple inside the phone. Understand? Yeah, so then you have opportunity. Okay? So the key takeaway, key takeaway is this. Despite all the uncertainty in the global macro, I have this term when I teach the psychology class, my most passionate course, okay? What call that? You have to find the certainty within the uncertainty. Okay? So there's a uncertainty, geopolitical tension, whether the Fed will raise or cut interest rate, when is it? We cannot predict, we just monitor inflation data. But what is certain? Megatrend is going to be certain, right? The demand is going to be there. Like, so when there's uncertainty, pullback, you enter with a pullback price. Does it make sense? Yeah, so that's why when you educate yourself properly, you will have the confidence. Right? Otherwise, you are very fearful. And when you chase it high, then it's also not right. But you know that it justifies the higher price, then you have the confidence. Otherwise, you keep missing the great stocks, okay? So this is what I mean. A major pullback will become opportunity. And if you are new, another way is to invest in ETF. If you don't know how to analyze specific stock, there's a semiconductor ETF. All right? So my last message here is, and in fact, the AI is an inflection point already started. So are you on board? If not, don't straight away buy on like tomorrow. Go and study first. So, and it's going to be a long pervasive trend. But you don't want to be too late, right? You need to start investing yourself in the education, how to analyze all this company properly, okay? And this just to show you, it's not only NVIDIA stocks that I buy. I was also early in AMD. I was at 101, and now it's at 160. And also Microsoft early entry in inflection point, as I mentioned, 2023, which is 230 at that time. And now the stock is 440. Okay, so do you agree that understanding it is actually worth it? Right, because you can almost double in 1 year. And for NVIDIA, it's more than double. It's almost 8 times, okay, in 2 years. So this is my Microsoft entry from Interactive Brokers, yeah? Okay, so I won't have time for Q&A. I need to pass to the next speaker soon. But I also want to, I can be available at the site if you have questions, as long as it doesn't block the next speaker. And I just want to share with you, if you are interested to learn it properly, we are the top financial training company in Malaysia, and we are awarded the best brand in stock market curriculum, okay, training and coaching. And our training center is actually in Jaya 1. We have a physical class and online class as well. Also in Penang, we have coaches in Penang and KL, so you can attend online anywhere. We have the next symposium, right? I only cover AI, but there are so many mega trends. If you are interested to understand the other mega trends, we have a big symposium coming up where I talk about other mega trends. So you can scan this QR code, right? So and register yourself. And if you this is likely going to be around January next year. For the face-to-face is definite, but we are potentially planning an online version in August. Right, so once you register, we'll inform you if we're going to have an online version in August. Right, we used to have it in MyTech for the physical last year. And if you cannot wait too long, and I would suggest what you do is you register yourself. Over here, we also have three-hour education to educate investor and trader how to systematically approach the market. Not just ask, your friend tell you what to buy and you buy. There's a systematic structured approach for the market, how to select, how to time, how to protect, and then how to use leverage instruments safely. Okay, this evening I will be doing a moderator for the leverage instrument. All right, so do scan the code here to register so that you can learn it properly. So I hope this session helped you in some way. Is it useful so far? All right, so do scan the code and register. And thank you very much. Let me see if I have anything.
All right,
Sorry,
thank you so much, Kathlyn.
too much slide. Also, sorry for the bullet train version. I hope you can still follow. Can follow so far? Can. Okay, great.
All right,
Yeah, thank
just
you.
to say once
Yeah.
again, thank you so much to Kathlyn for the informative sharing today.
Okay.